breaking the fourth wall.
Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Sheet Radio post-show rewind for Raw for May the 27th, 2024. Woo! Oh my goodness! I don't know where to start. I guess with Liv and Dominic sitting in Gorilla, KISSIN Gilla. I am Tyler, the pro wrestling hipster, over there to my right or left.
No.
It's Caesar.
Yeah, it's me again, like always.
I'm here to talk about Monday Night Raw. We have a bit to discuss here tonight.
Monday Night
Before we get into the nitty-gritty, as it would be, I would like to give a quick shout out to our partner on the web, comicbookclick.com. That's comicbookclick.com/dirtsheetradio for all your pop culture, comic book, and professional wrestling needs. Check it out for live updates, lots of articles, lots of fun, lots of great content over there. Make it your homepage. Check it out multiple times a day, just like we do. Not because we're legally obligated to do so, but because we do, in fact, love it. Caesar, let's talk about tonight's main event. Tonight, we had the women's champion, Liv Morgan, taking on Becky Lynch, the man inside of a steel cage.
I'm so glad the match actually ended how it ended, and it didn't go like some people were predicting, where it was going to be like, oh, it's going to be a transitional match. They actually got some time to dance. So that was awesome.
They did. They went at just about 12 minutes tonight. Liv Morgan slips on a banana peel and retains the women's championship, which is fine. That's how she won it. You know, it's how she won it previously as well. So it's really kind of seems to be her shtick to win it this way. And I just want to say, I fucking detest the escape rule for a cage.
You think so too?
Yeah, to me, it defeats the entire purpose of having a cage there. The cage is there to do two primary things, right? It's to keep the combatants locked in together, and B, to keep people from the outside from interfering with said combatants. So you win by running away? You win by running away. Like, it's weak. I thought it was weak when I was like 8 years old watching that ugly big ass blue cage that they used to use in the up through the like mid 90s, which apparently was really painful and not fun to hit up against. But I digress. Shitty escape rules aside, Caesar, sir, what did you think of tonight's main event?
Of course, Max swoops in before I could say a damn word.
Oh, Braun Strowman? You mean Braun Strowman? You mean the man who, when he runs, looks like a goddamn Hanna-Barbera character?
Someone had to say it eventually.
Here I go.
Woo! That's him every episode.
Was Braun Strowman ever good?
Do you want the honest answer or the brutally honest answer?
Was Braun Strowman
2017 Braun Strowman could have been... Nah, I mean, I guess he always had weird hair. He could have been a star as when he was up against Roman, and it was partly in spite of Roman, and people just wanted something else, but he was destroying Roman and flipping over ambulances and destroying the building and shit. That was prime Braun Strowman, and anything after that was trash. I think he won the world title at some point. Like, wasn't he world champion for like 3 minutes once? And nobody remembers it. He absolutely was. He replaced Roman Reigns at WrestleMania because of COVID, and he won the world championship.
At WrestleMania, and I do not remember that.
In a glass cage.
World title, that's right, Mac.
Universal, though.
He was all right.
He's always been, I don't know, I guess to me he's a big man cartoon character. And like maybe I'm just in a mood to not a meat planet.
Is that a flex?
Big Bronson Reed is a meat planet. All right.
Right.
Jobzilla is what I'm gonna call Bronson Reed. Oh, please never do that on air again. Thank you very much. Jobzilla is what I call Bronson Reed. And I'm going to keep that name until he actually does something of significance.
Hashtag.
Well, he's gonna be keeping that name for an awful long time because
Hashtag Jobzilla
here. Yeah. So yeah, lots of shenanigans. Bronson. Now you got me on the wrong guy. Braun Strowman had been chasing JD McDonough all through the night. Finally catches up to him when the Judgment Day comes out to try to stop Liv from retaining. It was a mess.
Technically, it was Dom that did the stopping, and the terrible duo came out of nowhere and tried to stop him from stopping that.
Yeah, Strowman knocked Dom into the cage door, which slammed Becky.
He yeeted him.
He yeeted him into the cage door.
What did you think of this kind of twist in the story? It's a little subtle, but it's something of significance you can grasp on this very fucking garbage show today. Dom comes out, and I kind of assumed that maybe he was lying about not wanting to help Liv. Maybe he was acting like it was an accident. But he comes out, and he had been told that he needs to fix this by Damian Priest. But Finn Balor
does everything about everybody. It's you gotta fix it. You gotta fix it. That's all he fucking said to me. Fix it.
Which is true. That's really bad. That's actually bad parenting. It's giving me trauma. But
you made your bed. Lie in it.
But he asked Dom to do this, right? He told him to go out there and fix it. So Dom is technically doing the right thing for his life. What the fuck were Finn Balor and JD McDonough doing trying to stop him? And for that matter, what was JD McDonough doing speaking to Liv Morgan earlier tonight? It kind of feels like...
What was she doing getting out of Finn's car last week?
I feel like we overcomplicated this very simple... It could have been really simple.
This dude's face right there, but right behind Liv. Like, he is a gas shocked and awed. Like, he doesn't know what to do with his life right now.
I'm jealous.
Because, they had been... Because, I don't know. I feel like they had a layup with the story of Liv taking Dom from Rhea. And, then when Rhea comes back, she has her title and her Dom. But it feels like... Not only is Dom legit not trying to fucking do anything to Liv, he's actually a hapless fool again, being manipulated by this woman. Which honestly, bro, that's relatable.
Yeah, it's not great. Like they did really overcomplicate this. It's been extremely overbooked at this point. It was fine the way it was. Like, she's taking a swing at everybody in Judgment Day except bisexual Taker at this point.
Yeah. I mean, he's also not interested in anything but wrestling, according to his character. But yeah, no, I thought we might be overcomplicating a really simple story, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're overbooking.
Yeah, we are. But what's in Liv Morgan retaining, that brings us to kind of a subplot and some rumor mill here. Well, what's happening? Here's the thing. It's funny. Rhea Ripley gets hurt and goes out, and everything fucking falls apart within 3 fucking weeks.
Minutes.
Right? But Liv retaining does bring us to some discussion that needs to be had regarding Becky Lynch and her
Let's
future.
Let's discuss the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. The man in the room coming around. Will the man come around to sign a new contract? So here's the deal. Becky Lynch has not signed a new contract or an extension or anything of the sort. As of the midnight on the 1st of June, she'll be a free agent.
Wasn't it posted by Dershi Radio that said it was like on the 1st, you were saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
and, she didn't win tonight, which means which would indicate that she will be at least taking some time away. And that tweet indicated that she is taking some time away, but maybe not in a permanent capacity.
Honestly, if I had to choose, and I was in her shoes, I would take like 3 months off. Honestly, go be a mom, go put her feet up, spend time with Seth, come back.
Mm-hmm. She was slated to take some time off. We talked about this before. She and both, and she kind of got moxed into being the champion here when Rhea got hurt, and this was a temporary thing to have her, I think, carry that belt. And she's getting some well-deserved time off. I don't think it's permanent. I do think she'll resign. I think she's going to want some money.
What if this thing is like being used for publicity on TV, and she's already had a contract signed from 2 months ago?
I mean, I really am starting to get the impression that people within the companies are just starting to feed false information.
You think so?
It's starting to feel that way because there's been a few things where people who have historically been pretty right about stuff have been very wrong about things. So
imagine that, right?
I believe that's a side effect of these journalists trying to be comfortable with the company so that they can be fed information directly. Like WWE has a thing now where they like to feed you PR information that you would report without their name attached to it because it sounds better. Like the other weekend, they gave all the reporters this story that Raw beat the NHL, and a lot of them ran it without thinking twice. And then the actual numbers came out, and it was like, well, no, they didn't. But if you twist it in a nice PR way, they did. So it's like they feel really comfortable being with getting these text messages from fucking Chris Legentil, WWE PR, and feeling like you're in the group and you're part of the crowd, and like they aren't fucking joking. You're like you're a joke to them, and so they use you like it. It's a shame that some of the more respected opinions are trying to silence me, but they won't. Some of the more respected opinions in this peripheral side of the wrestling business have fallen for such transparent bullshit. They get a cheese wheel and they think they're part of the group. So it's very easy to tell them Becky Lynch's contract is up on the 1st, and we booked her in a championship match that she lost right before it's up. Oh my God.
She's gone.
There's no no amount of conventional thinking. Like if you're a smart person and you look at all the clues, none of these numbers add up to Becky Lynch leaving the WWE.
Right. And I mean, I don't know the woman personally, but like she just strikes me as someone much like her husband that is probably a lifer. Like, you know, I have a harder time saying that nowadays because, like, you know, it's never say never. It's fucking professional wrestling. But I don't know. I feel like, my goodness, wouldn't that be an awkward situation for them?
Yeah. Vince is a father figure to her. The company took her from, you know, a little girl basically and turned her into a woman. So like she's not a man, the man. Yeah. And so she's got this layer of loyalty that I don't resent at all. I'm like, that's actually really admirable. So I expect that she will take her break that she was supposed to take after WrestleMania, and then because there's no news about the contract, it'll blow all our minds when she shows up at like SummerSlam or you know something,
Money in the Bank or something. Like
I think SummerSlam.
That's SummerSlam at the earliest. You know, honestly, if they could keep her off TV until like Survivor Series, that'd be pretty rad. Like, just take some time away.
Yeah, there's also the possibility that she actually does let the contract expire for the sake of being separated from them and having as much time as she wants off and not having to be
do the book tour, you know, take the kid around, go to all the Barnes and Nobles, just, you know,
right,
fun.
Enjoy your life for a little bit. Don't worry about waking up, going to the airport. Fucking, you know, Rollins is going to be home for months. It's his birthday today. Go home.
Happy birthday, Colby.
Be with your husband. Don't worry about waking up for the plane on Wednesday. Fuck that. If I'm Becky Lynch, I'm going home. And they're very well off. Like they already
have fuck you money. Like they don't
dual income of fuck you money. Like, could you like
it just says that in their bank account.
It's crazy. It doesn't even have a number. It just says fuck you. Fuck you twice. Fuck you, Seth. Fuck you, Becky.
With a dollar sign beside it. Don't forget that there's a dollar sign too.
Oh man.
That's great.
I don't know if you've seen it or John's seen it, but ever since the whole like them saying, "Oh, Becky's got your contract ending," someone made a Photoshop of Becky is All Elite. I was like, "Wow, really?"
Come on.
But no, I agree with both of you. I think she's staying put. 2-3 months off.
I don't know that.
What's Lecky Bench doing in the Impact show?
Who's Lecky Bench? Who's this?
Becky Quinn, Rebecca Lynch. There's a couple, but I also don't, like, as a AEW fan, I don't know that I'd want her. Like, that's a big signing for anybody. She's an excellent wrestler, but like, where the fuck does Becky Lynch fit right now on TV?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. You're talking about like a roster. It's already, you know, very full and has a lot of talent. Like, I don't really want to move. There's not very many names. Like, people ask that a lot. Like, oh, like, who would you swap back and forth, or who would you take from this roster and put there? It's like, I wouldn't really move a lot of people. I think most of the rosters are pretty well off the way they are right now. And I'd like to see them just kind of sit that way and just let people, play with the action figures they have for the time being.
I would like to get rid of if it's me, I'm sending over Malachi Black and Miro. You guys have a choice of whoever you want to send back.
I'll tell you what. You can send them over to the Raw delegation, and we won't do much with them either. So.
No. That's absolutely fucking true. God damn it!
But yeah, so I just to get back on Becky there, I do think that there's going to be she'll be gone for a while, and it'll be a fun pop and a good surprise when she finally makes her way back.
We'll say best guess, she shows up at Survivor Series, but shows up at SummerSlam, competes at Survivor Series. There. That's how I was trying to say it. Ooh, what do we have here?
I think I can read this one. Basically asking if it compares to the storyline from when CM Punk said his contract was expiring and he left with the WWE Championship. If she had won the title tonight, then yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
She would have.
This just felt like a kind of a end of a chapter, if anything, for her. Didn't like I said, it doesn't feel like a permanent. It's not an end.
Mm-hmm.
It's just. We'll
end to this chapter. That's it.
We'll see you a little further down the road, big time back.
It's actually really good too. She was people getting tired of her. Mm-hmm. As fucked up as it sounds, but
and maybe that's why she's smart. She's smart. She understands the psychology of this business really well. And maybe that's part of the reason why she was planning to take some time off anyway. I mean, there's a bunch of reasons to take time off. Your body getting banged up, psychologically needing the rest, your kid,
daughter.
There's a lot of reasons to take time off, but that's one too. That there's burnout with crowds. Wrestlers are aware of this, and it's true. There was definitely some Becky fatigue. Hell, I made a meme about it the other day about how I can't really take her promos anymore just because it's the same fucking thing every time.
Switch around a couple sentences.
It's just very unnatural. And you know what? Maybe that unnatural delivery that she's kind of fallen into is a direct
fatigue.
Yeah, it's fatigue. She needs the time off, and it's and Seth was getting there too, and it was starting to show in his promos as well. So maybe that's a nice little indicator when someone who's generally very good on the mic starts to just get kind of wooden. It's time to take a little break.
Cool. Read the sentence. Okay.
Right. But Caesar, shall we hop around? I
don't want to hop around right now. My room's kind of small.
Okay, well, how about we metaphorically hop around to the top of tonight's Monday Night Raw?
Let's go.
All right, so Monday Night Raw for May the 28th, 2024, came at you from Savannah, Georgia, in the In-Market Arena, of course, on the USA Network. I won't be able to
Savannah Banana.
The Savannah Bananas. You know what's
that was
crazy
hysterical
about the Savannah Bananas? They were on my local news earlier in the week.
Oh.
Earlier in the week. No, they're not real bananas.
You have your own station?
No. Oh, my God.
They crossed the forbidden door. Savannah Bananas, AEW TV and WWE TV. Look at that.
Oh, shit. They're all over the place. You can't
what
get
if
rid
they're
of these
two
bananas.
different teams?
Oh. No. East Coast bananas, West Coast bananas.
No, Midwest bananas.
The Midwest bananas. That's where I live, is the Midwest. But
oh my God. Okay.
We're gonna talk about the open of tonight's show. So tonight we started Ring General. We had a quick recap video of the King of the Ring event, followed by Ludwig Kaiser standing mid-ring and introducing his good friend, his leader, his confidant, his King of the Ring, Gunther. And Gunther made his way to the ring. It wasn't, they didn't let him go too long before he was interrupted this evening. And, he was talking some crap, and bam, Judgment Day. You know how that works, right? It's either you mention people and they show up.
Technically, yeah. It's not Judgment Day. It's Damian flying solo because he wants to do things on his own, not need the backup of the Judgment Day. I hate this. But anyways.
Not a fan of this incarnation of Damian Priest's character, Caesar?
I don't think anyone's a fan of this incarnation of Damian Priest's thingamajig.
No,
He's just there. Here's a guy in his belt.
Does it seem like Does it seem like he's too much of a normal guy now? Like he had this aura about him before in the Judgment Day, where it was like, maybe that
makeup
dude like fucking strong or something. But he comes off like a dude. Straight up dude.
He does come off from a straight up dude, and I actually had that in my notes. I didn't write straight up dude. It's the damn smirk and chuckle he does. I don't know why the hell I'm just ragging on people's promos today. There it is. It's the smile there. It's every line. It's let me drop this line on you. Here's the next line. Like it's every other sentence he's doing that. It's not good. It's very just like you said. That's the problem. He's just a normal dude. He's
like, hey, I'm not even here to cut a promo. And you know what? I feel bad talking shit about that because I honestly prefer that promo cadence, like a realistic delivery. That's one of the things I praise about Logan Paul. But something about it, it's not matching Damian Priest, or at least the image of him that I had in my head all this time before he won the title. Like he won the belt and just dropped all fucking bullshit. I'm barely the Undertaker anymore. I'm just bisexual.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's the curse. It's the curse of Damian.
Oh my god! It's so stupid. He said that.
It was funny though.
I agree, but I didn't think about that.
When Damian Sandow cashed in Money in the Bank, his fucking gimmick went with the briefcase. And that's what's happened here.
That's
his gimmick, his character was handed over when he handed the briefcase over. And that's kind of what's happened. So hopefully we can repair that, or he's just going to be a transitional champion because it's not working. I don't know. Something about this title reign is not clicking. It ain't clicking with me. Caesar, it seems to not be clicking with you. I don't think it's clicking with the folks all watching at home.
No,
maybe I'm
wrong. You're watching it today or tomorrow. You're not. I mean, I don't know what it is. Like John, I do agree with him when he's saying like there's something like an X factor that's gone. Like I don't know when it disappeared, but it's like all of a sudden it's just like, and now it's just like hi kind of thing.
No, and maybe part of the issue that we have with him being champion is because there seems to be a much more logical contender there. Speaking of which, the man that would be interrupting the group next. One, Drew McIntyre, making his way out to the ring, who is clear. He's McIntyred of all their bullshit, all right?
Wow.
So here he comes. Yeah.
Show yourself out. McIntyred.
I live here. I'm sorry, were you too McIntyred for that? But yes, so Drew comes out. Has to deal with the CM Punk chance as he always does. Says that, CM Punk should be thanking him because if not for him hurting him, he would have, gotten himself fired by now and there's nowhere else for him to go. So
TNA and JPW.
That's a shoot, brother.
That's a shoot, brother.
Listen, brother.
No, bro. It's a swerve, bro. Bro.
The whole stream is just bro. Just us doing this.
Jesus, no, that'd be terrible.
That would cut us off.
That'd be terrible.
Anyways, Drew McIntyre comes out, starts talking about CM Punk, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he gets to CM Punk, digs in, but turns his attention to Damian Priest because as it has been slated, they announced this at the King of the Ring event. At Clash at the Castle, we will have Drew McIntyre taking on Damian Priest for the world title.
Put the belt on him. Drew would be a better champ.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the issue here. Is I think Drew has just been so on fire. His character's been on fire since before WrestleMania.
It's like here's on fire, and Drew's like somewhere up here. I don't know the word to use. Like promos, his matches, his attitude, his presence. I'm not saying he's like the world's best at this, but like, give him a belt. Come on, give it.
Now, here's the thing, though. How long does he hold that belt? Let's suppose that Drew McIntyre beats Damian Priest to Clash at the Castle, which I think that he should. But does Drew McIntyre then retain against Gunther at SummerSlam, or does he beat Gunther? I'm sorry, or does Gunther beat him? Sorry, it's late here, guys.
I don't even care. I just want to see it. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a match, but
you know what it is? if Gunther if they didn't do this stupid ass fluke finish and then bring it up on TV as if Gunther actually needed to get a fluke win over Randy Orton, then it wouldn't fucking matter if he lost that SummerSlam to Drew McIntyre. But now they gave the character something he has to prove himself against. So that motherfucker has to win the belt. So now you're trapped here. You wrote yourself into a corner.
Yep.
To protect Randy.
And that is why, as you said yesterday, you hated that finish. Hate.
Fuck.
That have the DM picture. I was just swearing for like a good.
I loved in the comments on that too. There were several people in the comments. Shout out to y'all who actually flat out said, "Wasn't this the review for North?" Which it was.
Thank you all for being so cultured. That was. Do you want to know something? I've never said this to anybody before, but part of the reason why I expanded Dirt Sheet Radio's coverage was not just for my own sanity, although that was about 65% of the reason why, but the other 45% was that I think wrestling fans are too fucking uncultured. People know shit. You don't watch any other movies. You don't watch any other shows. It's all wrestling. I'm watching clips today. I'm watching old shit today. I'm watching this and that. I'm waiting for the live stuff to play. You need some damn culture in your life so that you can appreciate when something is actually good and you won't look at us funny when we go, man, that kind of sucked. Why do you think that sucked? I liked it. It's because I was spending my fucking week watching goddamn Breaking Bad and I come over here and I want to watch Raw. So yeah, I have some standards. Maybe you can develop some too if you follow Dirt Sheet Radio. For all your pop culture, pro wrestling, news, and rumors.
I love the switch. John was just like at like a 12, and then he went.
That's how we roll. We like to have energy here. It keeps everything interesting for us, you know.
Oh my god! Ooh, what do we got here?
Yeah, they work very, very well together, very, very well. But looking forward to that.
You see Mac's opinion?
I did not see.
I'm safe then.
1985, baby.
91.
All right, 91. Feeling old, Caesar. Feeling old. All right. But all of the kerfuffle, as everyone's out there, after Drew came out, we had one more person run down there to be angry at the Judgment Day, and that was cartoon character Hanna-Barbera. Braun Strowman comes down, gets his stare downs down, and this leads into our opening match tonight, which was one of the 2 matches announced for Raw this evening. But Braun Strowman taking on bobblehead JD McDonough. Strowman picks up the win here in just about 9 minutes. Was I mistaken, or was there a "you fucked up" chant from the crowd tonight?
There was, and it got censored, which fucking stinks. I hate USA, and it's making me want Netflix to come even faster.
Can't wait for Netflix.
How do you? Never mind. Honestly, whenever I see these kind of matches, I just facepalm because it's, you got a Hanna-Barbera character versus Farquaad.
Right.
They're not in the same cartoon place.
No, they're not from the same JD McDonough.
Shout out to Scooby-Doo, okay? You don't mess with Scooby-Doo.
So after the match here, we had Carlito and Finn Balor attack Strowman. Just more fighting, more kerfuffle. Like, this was just like a lot of tonight was so overbooked, and just it felt like one of those shows where it was just it was there, it existed, it moved a couple little things forward here and there, but overall,
show.
The kiss. That's it. The kiss that a lot of people. I want to know that everybody watching, like in the comments, go to our Dirt Sheet Radio Facebook page and the post on there. If you did not see the ending of tonight's Raw, I want to know. We want to know. Let us know about it, because I can tell you, I didn't see the ending of tonight's Raw. I'm fairly certain that John up in the booth, he didn't see the ending of tonight's Raw. It's not a real.
I did not.
It's not a physical place you don't watch, but Caesar did.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. So, I mean, while we're asking, where they watch Raw, you watched it on Caesar. You watched it on a cable box of some sort.
Site.
You get it? I don't know how you Canadians get cable from a tree. You gotta teach me.
On a treadmill. I have a video. Do you want to meet him? He's a cute polar bear.
I would believe that, actually, without even thinking twice, and I do want to meet him.
I don't have a polar bear. No, I actually watch it on Sportsnet up here.
Okay, Sportsnet. I have a feeling international people got to see the whole thing, whereas we got cut off for the whatever was going to play next on USA.
Inappropriate.
Whatever cowboy
USA.
arm thing, yeah.
like a man, like a man, pirate it like a man. Damn.
I heard you could pay for like the extended version of the kiss on Patreon.
Oh wow, it's Patreon. Is it behind the Patreon wall? God damn it! You gotta get that Patreon reference in every.
I feel like an extended version of a kiss is a little bit X-rated.
But if you look at the meme,
well, at least tonight, no one was like telling people how they use their body as a weapon. So, like,
someone's gonna do it. You know, somebody did. You know, somebody did.
But moving on backstage,
we
had Kathy Kelly interviewing Liv Morgan. She was asking if she felt any remorse over how she beat Becky Lynch so underhandedly, and she said no. No, even though Dom was there, she still won. And so it's technically true she's never beat Becky one-on-one. But tonight that will all change. And it turned out it did not. It did not all change. She still hasn't beaten Becky one-on-one.
Nope.
But yeah, just a little quick backstage interview plugging the main event for tonight. They showed a very winded Carlito holding his neck backstage. Balor asked what took him so long to meet back up with the group. He said, he was waiting for the right time. It was, and at this point, they all are running from Braun Strowman at this point. JD McDonough spends the rest of the night fleeing from Braun in a very
honestly
fashion.
If they wanted to make it funnier, you should have had him hide like up in the nosebleeds or like in a garbage can. Something. Give it something.
So you're saying if you're going to go with the cartoony angle idea, you want it just fucking turned up to 60. Like let's cartoon the hell out of it.
Might as well. JD's not useful for anything but that right now, so just for that one thing at least.
Right. But we cut to some footage from earlier in the day of the trainers backstage clearing Ricochet to compete. So this they're continuing this kind of triangle feud between Braun Breaker, Dragunov, and Ricochet. Caesar, what do you think they're going here? How are you feeling using this as kind of an introduction for both Dragunov and Braun Breaker to the Raw roster?
From what I've seen, they're doing Dragunov very well. Breaker, not so good. Like, what's he done for matches? Squashes so far?
Well, I understand that presentation for him. You got to kind of, it is his character. He's angry. He hurts people.
But, like, give him some kind of, like, not just like a 5-minute match. I'm not saying give him like a 20-minute match kind of thing, but give him something with, like, what's it called? A little bit of, oh my God, what's the word I'm thinking here? I'm drawing a blank here. Like, it has something to it, not just, I'm going to come here, smash, and leave.
You're looking for substance is the word that you're looking
That's
for.
The word.
But I have to disagree in that having Braun Breaker come up here and that makes for the best content, baby. No, Braun Breaker coming up here and just getting into a straight up feud with some person who's as big as he is or whatever, it's kind of stinky because it makes him a normal guy. Like, he comes up and he's just a dude. I understand what they're doing here because they want him to appear above anything else that he's involved in. It's his idea that he has the potential to be a main eventer already. Whether you believe that or not, I think this works at least in that direction. Well, the follow-up is going to be the big thing there because otherwise people are just going to be like, oh, that was a failed, rip-off Goldberg push. Which, I mean, Goldberg is the template. You see it over and over again. You see Goldberg. You see Lesnar. You see Nathan Jones failure. You see fucking Braun. They did it in the beginning with Braun. And then he at least got to break away. He got to do the fucking Wyatt family thing. He didn't have to worry about that. But I'm saying that's just the template. I think it's worked in the past. I think the most valid complaint is that it's a little similar to the Goldberg push. But again, that's just the cookie cutter he's in right now. Or at least that's my thought on it. I feel like we should represent the part of the audience that thinks this too.
I mean, I think it can work. I think part of the goal with what they're doing here, they should make him look so just violent and dangerous and strong that the general viewer not folks like us who analyze this stuff for hours and hours every week, but the general viewer should look at Braun Breaker and say, holy shit, if he had been in the King of the Ring tournament, I think he would have won it. I think he would have taken out Gunther. That's what people should be thinking with the way they're showing it right now. So I get it, but yeah, they need to. I like that he was supposed to have been suspended and fined. I like that. You know, it gives a fun, realistic element. But yeah, we'll see. Caesar, I think it will be at least 8 weeks before we see him wrestle a match that's more than 5 minutes long.
Yeah, I mean, what would be cool if they do this is if they do a Survivor Series style Raw or SmackDown, and he goes on Team Raw. That would be cool.
You talking about Braun Breaker?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
If they're gonna go that way, right down the road, kind of thing.
I kind of have this vision because Paul Heyman used to do this kind of booking where he would build his guy, but he would also build a guy that is specifically meant for the other guy to eventually beat. So what you're doing is you're creating two significant main characters, but essentially one of them is a sacrificial goat.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be, and this is going to sound fucking crazy, but I would not be opposed to spending the next 2 years building Braun to a point of being a world champion while keeping Gunther established as the top big guy, strong man, monster dude, to eventually have Braun take out Gunther to be your fucking new big man. That's my perfect world of Braun Breaker booking. But of course, that's a perfect world where he doesn't get injured and people actually believe in him, or he doesn't fail to impress. That's kind of my trajectory for this man.
My question is, who would be face and who would be heel in that regard?
Braun Breaker, Braun definitely has a bit more of energy. He's kind of like a cool doggy. Like I would pet Braun Breaker. Right. Like, he's a good boy. Does he bite? I'll pet him. Like Gunther, I would not pet. I would not pet your Gunther. I would not pet your Gunther at all. That's a scary looking dog.
Gunther is like if you took I don't know, one of those big ass Norwegian wolfhounds, but made it hairless. Right?
Scary.
I don't want to pet that. I think something's wrong with it. Oh, did it talk?
Is that fucking bubbles around his lips? What? The thing is rabid. No, he just looks like that.
Nice, I swear.
All right. But this backstage segment did lead to Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov setting up a rematch from the opening tournament of the King of the Ring, which that was our next match. Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov. This was a good match while it lasted. Ricochet and Ilya worked really well together in the ring. But honest to God, they could both work with brooms and they put on entertaining matches. But sadly, this was a no contest just around the 11-minute mark when Braun Breaker comes in and just wrecks shop.
Yeah. I guess he's adding more into the heel thing you were saying a minute ago. Him being a huge threat, because look at Dragunov. On the one side, he's been put into the tournament. He got an awesome first match on the first night of the draft. Now he's here. Breaker's just breaking people. Breaker.
He is breaking.
Is it weird? And I know it's early, but part of me kind of doesn't like Ilya in this position because it makes Gunther look. It makes Braun Breaker look so much more significant than him, and it makes Ilya look like just another dude. It doesn't help that he lost his first tournament match either. But I feel like we should have followed that up. I feel like we believe in Ilya a lot more than the company does.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll talk about Lyra here in a bit, but I feel like she got a little more tonight than Ilya did to kind of recorrect her course post draft here. But we'll talk about that when we get to it. But I liked what they're doing with Braun here. I dig the uncontrollable violence, I'm so angry at Adam Pearce for not putting me in the tournament that I'm just going to ruin his show. I like that. And it gives Adam Pearce something to be angry about and a reason
to drink.
Yeah. And he even talked about that. Like, he went to his office to drink. That's not good, Adam.
No. At least he
I'm
admits to it.
worried.
That's good. At least he admits to it, okay? That's a good
Yeah,
sign.
Well, but he's not admitting that it's a problem. He's just saying he's doing it.
Hey, baby steps, okay? Baby steps.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What I was gonna say is like, if they're gonna show's over. No.
I dropped my pen. It's okay.
If they're gonna do like you're saying where he was coming out of nowhere and just destroying people, good. But don't make it in the ring all the time. Make it in the backstage somewhere. Make it up at the ramp. Make it in the ring. Make it in the parking lot.
It was backstage last week.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they're mixing it up, and he's suspended right now, so he's not going to have a proper match tonight. But we'll see.
He's just gonna keep breaking people. But to put him a table next week, maybe.
Over. We'll see what happens.
Break Michael Cole.
No, leave Michael alone.
I'm joking.
Once upon a time, I would have said do that, but no, leave Michael alone now. Okay?
Let Bailey do it.
There you go. Ding dong. But moving on, we had a video from earlier in the day, our weekly R-Truth Miz segment. They, I guess, was it R-Truth's ice cream truck? But Miz, Miz asked R-Truth why he had to wear all white, and he said that he had to rep his flavor. And he said, "Oh, I get it. I'm vanilla, and and he said strawberry. R-Truth said strawberry. So yeah, and this of course led to New Day interacting with them, and of course Karrion Kross being a creeper.
Creepy.
Once again, just being real weird. Like, I mean, like Xavier Woods is just trying to have his drumstick and just live his life. Good. He doesn't want to be approached by Karrion Kross and told that there's still time.
Or candy in his van.
Yeah, it's a bit much. I will say Xavier Woods' delivery at the end of the segment when he stated that Miz wasn't going to say strawberry, was he? Like that got a chuckle out of me. But this segment was just, guys, I love R-Truth, but these segments are getting hard for me to watch every week.
You know that this one was absurd enough for me, but it was too connected to the show. I want it to be absurd and completely entirely removed from the show. Like, R-Truth was talking about holding a raffle for the tag team championship opportunity, which is the fucking most absurd thing. Like, who even gave you permission for this? It should be things like that. Like, he rented an ice cream truck out of nowhere. Like, this is the absurd, at least better than R-Truth standing in the ring and making jokes that don't land. You know, at least they're out here and they're laughing about the Miz saying the wrong fucking color and shit. Although I was more concerned with the Miz handing off his fucking his ice cream cone, his drumstick, and Xavier just kind of accepting it. Brother, didn't he bite that? Didn't the Miz take a bite out of that? I guess they're close. This is bro.
Yeah,
they homies. Watch next week. R-Truth do something like Mario Kart racing for a tag team championship opportunity.
He's going to wait. He's going to be like, we're having a Tekken 2 tournament.
Yeah,
Tekken 2. Yeah. He's going to
be right back. I'll be right back. Gotta find
Tekken. But this did set up, at least knowing that the Authors of Pain would have a match tonight, because Xavier was creepily told to watch the match. But AOP took on the Creed brothers with Ivy Nile. Authors of Pain, of course, with Karrion Kross, Paul Ellering, and Scarlett. Paul Ellering not looking like he has any clue where he is. But AOP picks up the win here in just about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I don't know what the fuck happened to the Creeds, man. Like, it's been a stutter start for them. If for no other thing, I don't know what's going on. Like, they start to get a little bit of a push. They were shown in the training montages with Chad Gable there. I don't know. Like, they lost to fucking AOP in 3.5 minutes.
Not to mention, was it 2 months ago now? No, wait. So last month they were in that big 6-team double title match for the tag belts. Now they're doing this. It's like somebody whose diet soda did they knock over in catering, or whose last cupcake did they steal? Like, dude, these guys are a good tag team.
Yeah,
they're a little bit rough on the edges, but
unless it's just a matter of like, we're going to knock him down until we put him with Chad Gable. But like, if that's the case, just keep him off TV. You don't have to have him lose.
Yes. Let Ivy do her thing for a bit too. Like not like separate them, but like
Ivy is in a much better place than they are.
Let her go
on the card, like everywhere. Like she's in
let her
a much
be the
better
pit
place.
bull. Let her be the pit bull and run around with Maxine, do some shit over there for a bit.
Yeah, like whatever track the Creeds were on, they've been fucking knocked off of it. That train has derailed.
Like the alternate universe in like Back to the Future.
They're about to fucking just fade out of existence,
Look at the picture, guys. Like, I don't know.
But yeah,
I don't know. Not a fan of
this. Not a great match, not a great outcome. But bad match, no drama.
Skip.
But backstage, we cut to Rey Mysterio cutting a promo, telling Carlito that he made a big mistake when he attacked the LWO, like everyone else does, because that's what the LWO does. They get attacked backstage. That's kind of what the whole purpose of their group has been. But this was, of course, setting up for a Carlito and Rey Mysterio match to take place later in the night, which apparently was the first time they had wrestled each other one-on-one in the past 20 years. It was 2004.
Question for you, actually, since you probably had a better hearing than I did. I was doing like 3 things during this match. Making dinner and suffering was 2 of them. Who was with them at ringside? I'm gonna prove that for a second.
For AOP?
No, for Rey Mysterio's match. There's a point to this.
Oh, well, hold on. We're not to that match yet. We're a couple ahead. Okay. Yeah, but I know what you're getting at, and we'll talk about the the rare flubs that Samantha Irving made tonight.
Anyways, go on.
But but we had Sheamus making his way to the ring. Shamey? We're calling him Shamey now.
Wasn't that before? Like a few years back, they called him something different. Like there was like Sheamus, and then there's like the bar.
Only his friends can call him Shamey.
Yeah, we're friends with him, remember? We're homies.
No, he doesn't like us. I don't think we exercise enough.
Oh,
I work out every other day.
Yeah, Sheamus working out like 3 times a day.
True. But he called out but he called out Ludwig Kaiser for talking, mad shit about him while he was waiting to get cleared at home there, which is good. I like this as a little feud. I'm thinking, and Caesar, maybe you agree, disagree, but I'm thinking this is a feud that Kaiser ends up winning.
You think so?
Oh, I think so.
I think it'll be brutal for sure. Like there'll be a lot of like hard chops and hard hits. I just want to see him go, especially since Sheamus is actually back, actually having matches, not being left in the background. Bangers
after banger.
So yeah, I just want to see him go. Let get them some time.
Yeah,
I mean, you probably are right, but.
Well, and I mean, part of the reason is I don't think the loss would hurt Sheamus at this point in his career, and it would mean I think a good deal to Ludwig to win, unless Giovanni Vinci interferes and screws it up for him, which is always
the only thing I have to say is if they're gonna do it where Ludwig wins, he has to do it in a very Ludwig way, not just here's a cute pin, 1, 2, 3, it's over. Like I want him to put a stamp on it and be like,
dissect him. Yeah, like really, like just methodically, like take the guy out. He's great. It'll be good. But
somehow, yeah.
But moving on. Backstage, we had Becky Lynch approach a very bruised and beat up Lyra Valkyria. And my God, if you saw King of the Ring and that finish to her match with Nia Jax,
don't understand that.
I don't understand. Like sometimes I see things in wrestling and I just don't see how I just don't see how someone didn't die, quite frankly. Like
that's what I was trying to process too.
It was such a brutal finish, but she's alive, guys, and she's okay.
You sure?
I mean,
invest
some knee pads. But yeah, as part of Becky's advice to her. But Becky also, we talked about Becky's potential retirement, taking some time off, all that. Becky here did say something to the effect, it's, neither of them won, and it's about learning. You lose, you learn, and you keep learning until you walk away for good. And so they're really playing around with this. But as we discussed at length earlier, we think Becky's taking time off, and she'll be back.
We hope she is. She needs to take off some 3-4 months at least.
I agree, Mac. Lyra's awesome. I'm a huge supporter of Lyra Valkyria, and that's not just because I'm an NXT guy, but like she is very, very good. And hey, you know what? Her match was up next. Kairi Sane taking on Lyra Valkyria. Lyra picks up the win here in just about 4 minutes. Pretty quick. I would have liked to see this go a little bit longer, but it was good to see Lyra get a win here and get a little bit of her steam back.
I just, like you said, the whole what's Nia's thing called? The Annihilator?
Yeah, the Annihilator, yeah.
Yeah, that's the dumbest crap ever. That's all I gotta see on that one. Like it.
Are you talking about the fucking bonsai drop?
Yeah, they could have called it that.
Dog. Yokozuna's bonsai drop is the dumbest shit ever. I will never let you sit here and say that shit. Absolutely not. If you can't protect your fucking midsection, get the fuck out of the business. You got sat on by a big girl. You'll be all right. It's life.
It's life. So until that happens, I haven't experienced life yet, have I? Okay, I'll be right back.
Have you really experienced life if you haven't had a large queen sit upon you with brute force?
Do you want a truthful answer?
I don't need the answer. It's rhetorical.
It's a family show.
No, it's not. John's like, I want answers.
No, I understand. Okay. CSR. See, they're making executive decisions already.
See, I'm sorry. We do have other Canadians.
Don't get too comfortable thinking you're the only maple guy here.
There's two of us out there.
You're not the only one who sweats syrup in this camp, buddy.
Actually, Tim Hortons.
Do Canadians have a slur? Is there a bad word?
I
running through it by accident? I'm like,
I don't know if there's a slur. I'll let you know if I figure out one.
Okay.
I actually don't know one, to be honest. It's like the weirdest. I never thought about that one.
We'll work on that. We'll get CJ on it too, because between the two of you, we'll get that. But
I don't even know if there's this.
Bobby, these codes have become they're not even hidden anymore. Now Michael Cole says, look at the QR code. There it was.
Michael Cole doesn't know what a QR code is.
I'm sure. I think they put one in the video game today. Oh, that was interesting that they can do that. It just appeared in the video game.
Oh, really?
If you turned on your WWE 2K today, it had one of those damn QR codes in it.
They're
spooky.
Spooky shit. But so moving again back. Oh, sorry, but the finish for the Lyra match, Kairi was going for her insane elbow and she blocked it, and that's for 3 counts. So a little bit, not a super fluky win, just an advantageous win, I guess. But
I'm just glad that at least Lyra won.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mac. It was in the fucking opening news screen. I'm trying to answer these questions so that people like engaging.
Imagine engaging, right?
Right, that's what we do here. Backstage, Damian Priest saw Carlito hanging out in the clubhouse, and he was like, "Hey, don't you have a match that you need to be going to get ready for?" And just continuing tension there. He's like, "Hey, where's JD McDonough?" And then, bam, there's JD McDonough. You say his name, and he appears.
That's so bad.
But yeah, so just they're all arguing about Liv winning the title, and they're arguing about who's talking to Liv. Like, and at this point, it's ridiculous.
They're all talking to her. Let's just say it. They're all talking to her.
It's Livement Day at this point, right?
Did you just say that?
Livement Day, Judgment Livement Day.
No, Liv. I'd take Livement Day. Judgment Liv just sounds weird.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that was the thing from later tonight in the episode we'll get to. But Livement Day? Oof. Ooh. Slow day in the office.
So staying backstage, we had Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane walk into kind of the little backstage area. And Io Sky's just sitting there calm as can be. And then she just flips out, throws a table, kicks the TV. It was just Morgan Mint Day. I like that one. Morgan Mint Day. That's it.
Wouldn't it be Morgmint? Not the N, just Morgmint Day?
Don't overthink it.
I did.
Don't overthink it like they've done
Don't overlive it. Don't overlive it.
Don't overlive it. You only live once. But
Ew.
yeah, she just like Rockstar destroyed this room.
I thought she was just gonna start screaming in Japanese and then say like one sentence in English and bolt. No, like you said, she rockstarred that thing.
And
Holy shit!
Stormed out. So
she's angry.
She's not happy about her loss from last week.
Well, do you blame her?
No,
I'd be pissed too.
I know, but this
next week we'll find out.
But this led us into our next match. Rey Mysterio, which, by the way, Caesar, Rey Mysterio had Zelina Vega and Dragon Lee with him.
Okay, yeah.
What did Samantha Irving say?
I didn't pay attention to that. I just heard somebody else, I'm not sure it was Michael Cole or Pat McAfee, say it was Zelina and somebody else's name, but it wasn't Dragon Lee. That's why I was like, dude, did they say? And then you said Dragon Lee, and I was like, I for sure it was Dragon Lee. But it sounds like
she announced like Joaquin and Cruz as well. Like she basically announced like the entirety of the LWO.
She can't see the entrance.
No, I guess not. I don't know. No clue. Word. This is like when Eva Marie called Jinder Mahal Ginger Mahal on live television.
Not Tinder Mahal.
Not Tinder. No, he's not swiping.
That's Mahal.
But we had Rey Mysterio taking on Carlito again for the first time in 20 years, which holy hell makes me feel old.
Yeah.
In 2000,
on an episode of SmackDown. Probably was too.
Which it probably was. And Michael Cole said he was pretty sure he called that match, which I also believe.
I could see that easily.
Oh, absolutely.
With King,
Rey Mysterio picks up the win here in 10 minutes.
Thank you.
A lot of you probably played this match on SmackDown versus Raw 2008. That was probably a pretty commonly booked one on
SVR 2008.
Hell of a
Listen,
game.
playa.
Going one-on-one with the Undertaker.
Oh my god.
So this match devolved into more LWO Judgment Day outside the ring antics, and that was kind of the order of the night. Like most of the matches tonight had just
they seemed calm on paper.
Going,
Frosted, good. Oh my god.
Oh, I forgot about Frosted Tips. Michael Cole. Was that when he had the goatee?
You know why he stopped wearing the Frosted Tips?
Why?
Because of Heidenreich.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's a hardcore blast from the past. Damn, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, so was that scene. Hey guys, if you don't know, if you were too young to have watched it when it happened, just go to the Google and look up Michael Cole Heidenreich.
I can only get away with the joke if they don't know what happened to Michael Cole.
Oh no, they need to know. They need to know he was a victim. Okay, and this is not all right. Like there has never been justice for Michael Cole.
There never will be.
Never will be. And
I'm not blaming him for wearing the Frosted Tips. I'm just saying I understand how Heidenreich thought he was pretty.
I mean, he gets Bailey now every once in a while, so
ding dong.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, guys, order of the night, lots of backstage.
Oh yeah, Chad Gable. That's what I would say.
Yeah, so let's talk about Chad Gable a little bit.
Something more upbeat.
Something more upbeat. Something more upbeat. He's being mean. We cut to Chad Gable running down to Zawa, telling him he was disappointed that he didn't make the trip out to Saudi Arabia this weekend. This was another instance of Braun Strowman running through a scene looking for JD McDonough.
He never said why he couldn't make it, did he?
Nah. No, I thought they were going to give some really sad thing where he's like, my grandma died. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really thought they were going to go hard tilt that way because like they're already doing really sad things with this. And like I said, Chad's doing a great job with this character, and it's making me uncomfortable every time they do one of these scenes.
I will say it was funny that he went to answer Chad Gable, and you just hear Braun screaming. And then he shows up. He's like, "Have you seen JD?" And they're like,
No.
like they're terrified. It was just the perfect way of explaining it.
It was great. The start finish continues. But Chad tells Tozawa and Maxine to stay backstage, and he will accompany Otis by himself out there, which led to Otis taking on Big Bronson Reed. Meat on it, Bronson. He uses his body as a weapon. Uses his body as a weapon.
Is like, "Don't crush me.
Please don't kill me, Mr. Strowman, sir." But Big Bronson Reed picks up the win here in 4 minutes, mostly because Chad Gable screwed it up for Otis. Otis was doing great. He was ready to rock and roll with the worm, and Chad just couldn't let it happen. He's very anti-worm these days. Pat McAfee just wants to see Otis's worm. That's all he wants out of life.
Was it 2 weeks ago? When we could go? You brought that up.
I don't think we can talk like that on this show.
Yeah, no. He wants to see Otis's worm, and he wants. Oh my God, poor Pat. He didn't get to see Otis's worm, nor did he get to yeet all over himself tonight.
It's horrible. He did get the curse on commentary. He ended up getting censored. But
I didn't hear that one. I missed it.
Yeah, I think he said "holy shit" or something like that.
Oh, so we're canceled.
Actually, no Jey Uso tonight.
I know. No Jey Uso. No. Oh God.
Is for the best. No, it's for the best. He kind of took a couple major losses, and it's probably better to disappear for a little bit.
Yeah.
6 months.
Not that long. Jesus.
I'm joking.
But yeah. So Reed picks up the win there quickly, and Gable is disgusted and
this
aghast.
Was weird.
And he calls for an emergency meeting because there is an imposter. I mean, wait, sorry, no.
Whoa.
Sorry.
You okay?
Guys,
you okay?
Yeah, I have 4 children. There's a lot of Among Us references in this home. Okay. So we went to break, and coming back from the break, we had the Alpha Academy assembled in the ring, and Chad Gable made it more uncomfortable as he looked at Otis and told him he didn't want to do what he had to do as he reached for his belt. He pulled off his belt and he was about to whip Otis for his sins against him. And Maxine steps in and stops it.
She's a real one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was so cool.
Yeah. Didn't see Tozawa stepping in there.
Maxine is a part of this angle that makes me the most uncomfortable because she plays a victim very well, and I was like, "Fuck, somebody help her!"
It's subtle things. It's subtle things that she's doing too. Like it's these minor like facial tics. She's like doing little things with like her hands. Like she's doing a really good job with the subtle body language of it. It's the best work she's done.
Yeah, absolutely, and no coincidence that it is outside of the ring. Look at that, we found our strengths. Like we should play to them.
Here's the thing. There's no shame in someone being good at being a manager.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
you might have the better prospects in Hollywood.
All people should see that, right? Like he's an old school guy. Like he likes managers. Like that's where she should be. She's good at it. But it's very uncomfortable. These scenes are uncomfortable. It's very. But she stops it. He keeps on going, and bam, Sami Zayn out to save the day.
Being a true gentleman.
He is. He
does. I didn't expect them to lean all the way into the abuse aspect of it, because there's a lot of allegories here for lots of different kinds of abuse. Specifically, when Sami comes out and he's like, talking to Otis, talking to Maxine, it's the I don't want to say stereotypical, but it's kind of the person that's on the outside trying to help an abuse victim, and they're just not able to be helped because they don't want the help yet, or they don't see what's wrong with it yet. So it's like, kudos to them for going there without having to do it all the way, without having to have Chad Gable be abusive to his girlfriend Maxine. It kind of
and really, I think the focal point of the abuse is Otis.
Yeah.
And Otis is the one playing that victim role here. And you're right, John. Like they're doing this in a really well done way, in a different way, but they're still telling what I think could ultimately be viewed as a very important story to tell. This is one of those things. Everyone's about wrestling hits some shit sometimes. And out of Alpha Academy, of all things.
That's the best way, though, because we used to love them. This is entirely fucked up to see here. Kudos, man. Good job, Hunter. I wonder what the long game is with it.
Yeah.
Soon find out.
Yeah, we'll keep it rolling. But yeah, it's when Sammy comes to make the save there. And as I said, like this was probably one of the better segments tonight. Like I said, there were a few things tonight that actually did move story forward and kind of keep the gears turning. This is one of those things. So they did a good job here. End up rolling around. Otis pulls Sammy off of Chad. So like I said, like he's fighting, like he still is under the belief that Chad, is his mentor, his friend. It starts to pose. They keep showing the commercials for cricket. I don't know if you're getting them up in Canada for the chair phone.
No.
Oh, yeah, it's a commercial for Cricket Wireless. So maybe they don't have cricket up in Canada. But it's a WWE sponsored thing. And it's got Otis and Chad Gable basically making a smartphone out of a chair in the ad. And it's a fun ad, but then it makes me sad because like he and Otis aren't like that now. They're not
gonna break up.
Yeah, it's very. I don't like it.
It's coming. We gotta be ready for it. And then
we do.
Tears, the screaming.
It will be. It is inevitable. But before we got to the main event, which we did discuss, we had a backstage segment. We had Kathy Kelly interviewing Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark about the possibility of facing Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill down the road for the women's tag team titles. And, Zoe said they should invite him over to Raw so they could talk to him about it. And they were approached again by Sonya Deville. So they're continuing that. And then very quickly kind of segued over to Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Yeah,
making an appearance on Monday Night Raw, saying that, Baszler and Stark are saying that they've beaten everyone, but they haven't beaten them. So got that.
I thought it was funny that there was zero reaction from the crowd. I thought they would have had some
kind of. The crowd was kind of quiet tonight, Caesar. You mentioned that in our group chat, but like the crowd was a little lackluster. Maybe that's partially because like over the weekend, we saw a wild crowd in Saudi Arabia and a wild crowd at Double or Nothing. So, tonight just kind of felt a little.
Well, like. I know for like the two main product shows like Raw and SmackDown, there's still crowds that get crazy. I'm not seeing her screaming their heads off, but they still have some response. Mm-hmm. Even during Rey Mysterio's intro, like there was no huge wild pop or even excitement. It was just like,
right.
So,
but before we kind of get into the end of the show things here tonight, they did hype for. I keep kicking my cord. Sorry, guys. My laptop keeps moving. That's why.
It's gonna flip over pretty soon.
I believe in corded things, and sometimes there are drawbacks to that. Yeah, see, hardwired. That's how it rolls, baby. But they did tout for next week. New Day will be taking on AOP, furthering the there's still time thing. Damian Priest will be taking on Rey Mysterio. And Sheamus will be taking on Kaiser. So we do have those.
That will be a good one.
Yeah, that's
out of those three.
Of those three so far, what's been announced, most looking forward to that. But Caesar, it's almost time to get into what it did.
It held for a whole. Okay, you're back. I think.
Oh,
yeah, you're back.
Oh, all right. It's because I clapped. It freaked it out. But Caesar. But before we hop into our jobbers and megastars of the night, just a couple of quick housekeeping things.
As always,
folks, it's going to be summertime. It's hot. Everyone's getting a little sweaty. And as wrestling fans, we don't always have the best reputation for scent. But folks, if you want to make your home smell like a tropical paradise, head on over to monk.com. Get yourself some aromatherapy. Monk.com. DSR10. Get yourself 10% off. Caesar's doing it right now. He's going to buy one of these right now. Make your place smell lovely and fresh and wonderful.
Ooh.
I'll see.
There's an actual Memorial Day offer right now too.
Oh, also for our viewers in States, happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, of course. Up here in Canada, it's just a Monday.
Head over there and check that out to cover the smell of something that stinks, like tonight's jobber of the night.
Maybe a siren or something.
So my jobber of the night this evening probably will come as very little surprise to you, sir. But my jobber of the night tonight is one Braun Strowman. As I said earlier, the dude's a cartoon character to me.
I agree completely.
I just see Hanna-Barbera when I look at him. Just and then he runs like it's. I don't like his presentation. I don't like his character. He's back. I don't really know what the end game for him. I generally like to trust Triple H. If he's going to bring somebody back, it's going to have specific reasons, as we've seen with like Nia Jax. But like, yeah, so Braun Strowman, my jobber of the night. Sorry, Braun.
I was gonna say somebody else, but then when I thought about it, I'm like, no, that just seems like a me kind of answer. But this does tie into Braun's situation during the quote unquote ending. Mac is so subtle, hey.
Tell me how you really feel, brother. Tell me how you really feel.
I'm not a fan of it, this next person I'm gonna say, but I think not really any of us are, and that's Dom. That's my jobber. Why? He got leveled in that chase. Did you see that? When he came on the court and Braun just leveled him. It was
poor Dom.
All you heard is that's all you heard. No, we're not acknowledging that. You guys didn't see it live. I did. You guys didn't.
It's true. I didn't even get the like the Raw like trademark ending logo there tonight. That guy's reaction in the background. But all right, so Dom, Dom's always a good consummate choice there. But hey, that'll take us into our megastar of the night.
Megastar.
My good Canadian friend. Why?
Honestly,
who did you have as your megastar?
I'm actually, and I'm hoping this goes over properly next month at Clash at the Castle. I got that right this time. I've said Clash at the Castle and Clash Clans sometimes. Drew McIntyre. Give him the belt. Give him the belt, damn it. We want a champion that, like, yes, he's an asshole, but he can go in the ring and he'll acknowledge, like, weird shit, like, where he's, like, calls the cameraman a pervert for looking up his kilt and all that kind of stuff. Like, all those weird things. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
his
a character. It's cool.
Fire, man.
Yeah, it's great.
He's doing fantastic work.
Mm-hmm.
I think the cash in probably in large part had to do what they had to do it. They had to get the fucking briefcase off of him. But yeah, I think that we do see a title change at Clash, and
it would be the perfect time, because especially considering it's in Drew's backyard, if I'm not mistaken.
It's right there. It's right there.
Yeah, so he could get the belt and then go party with his family and celebrate.
Right?
Combo.
It'll be good time.
Do you really think CM Punk is going to let that man be world champion? Are you that sure that
if
CM
he
Punk
wants to win it from him?
No, he doesn't. You see,
okay.
He just wants to fight this man. No, it's also a weird logistical issue where it's like, damn, if Drew McIntyre wins the title here, presumably he would be fighting Gunther at SummerSlam. But the trajectory for Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam, it doesn't see him landing in a world title match. It sees him landing in a CM Punk match, which is, I suppose you could delay it, but assuming CM Punk is very close to being clear, which he implied that he was, that Drew McIntyre match is probably going to happen at SummerSlam. That's kind of why I've been like, man.
Well, Drew could win the title at Clash and then lose it before SummerSlam. Because Money in the Bank is July. Was it? It's early July.
It's like over a weekend.
That's like they're gonna have that talk with him. Well, you just signed, so we're gonna take the belt from you about 30 minutes after we give it to you. But don't worry, we've got time. We'll come back to it. I'm sure.
That's the thing. Like he just keeps having like these infuriatingly like short title reigns.
that Mac actually has a really good. That's actually a really good story.
God, Mac.
He fucking gets cashed in on again. In the same year because of his own, his arrogance, hubris.
Yeah. Mac chose violence today.
Mac, give this man the book.
Give him the fucking pencil. But yeah, good choice, man. Like, yeah, I'm full on board with that.
You can't copy my megastar.
I'm not taking megastar. I have a different megastar.
Is it Liv Morgan?
No, it is not Liv Morgan. Okay. You're gonna disagree with me. But my megastar of the night is Braun Breaker, a good Braun. I chose bronze on each side. Braun Strowman's my jobber. Braun Breaker's my megastar. I like this presentation. I think he looks like a strong, wicked badass. And again, I'm a little biased because I'm an NXT guy. But I think this. I want to see weeks of Braun Breaker just getting fined money, nearly getting fired, getting suspended. Oh God, get arrested! I want to see him tear handcuffs off of his own wrists.
Like I said earlier in the episode,
I take it back. I don't want to see him tear him like this. I want to see him motherfucking bite him off like Jaws from James Bond.
I will say, I said this earlier in the episode. The one thing I want them to do with that is every episode he does like damage somewhere different. Never always in the ring. Like sometimes he said, last week was in the back. This week was in the ring. Hell, next week could be in the back office, like with like Adam Pearce. We don't know.
Porta John.
Something. Exactly. He'll kick down a Porta John with like a wrestler in it. It's like anything can happen, especially with Braun.
This is, people I've heard for a while. People are like, oh, they should bring back James Ellsworth for an angle. There you go. He can get killed by Braun Breaker.
Braun would fold him in half.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Can James come back? Isn't he a pedophile?
Oh,
a PDF. Isn't he a PDF file?
Is he? I don't know.
I'm pretty certain there was like a whole thing about that, and I don't know how it. I don't know how it got resolved though. That's the thing.
I was just going to start picking these like thin jobberish guys. Colin Delaney. Colin Delaney was my next choice.
Colin Delaney hasn't.
He's actually been catering.
Yeah, he's still wrestling out there. He looks very different now. He's a big beard. He looks manly as fuck.
Like Adam Rose. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, like
huge now.
Google Adam Rose.
Don't be
that Rosebud has some HGH in it.
Rosebud is damn.
Why do you think Braun looks so different now? He took some lessons.
Right. but yeah, Breaker is specifically of bronze is my pick star of the night. But before we pop off the air, just a couple more things we want to touch on here. Hey, you guys should check out the Major Issues podcast every single Thursday, covering varying topics of comic book and pop culture. Oh goodness! So let's see. It's well, the 31st isn't until Friday. So anime is still happening. John, right? Yes, anime is still going on.
Anime is still happening, but they've abandoned it because X-Men 97 ended. And they were like, what? This kind of counts as an anime. And I'm like, no, but you know what? It's better than the stuff you were choosing earlier this week.
It's still animated. It's still animated. It still works.
Animated in May. I like it.
There you go. See? There you go. Easy peasy works. So check it out every Thursday. Also, Delphin Pod, our original podcast home out there. Check out Delphin Pod. You can find podcasts of all shapes, varieties, and sizes, and nestled there, the delicious Pro Wrestling Center, Radio. So go check that out as well. Hey, also Shopify DSR.
You have that link?
There it is. Go do it. Lots of cool, fun stuff on there. Go check that out as well. Hey, Caesar, all these folks that are watching right now, tell them where they can find you.
All right, guys. As usual, every Monday I'm sitting. Right in my face. Every Monday I'm sitting down here with Tyler.
Oh,
Did
goodness.
I just break Tyler?
I think you got something in your face. Probably some of that yeet.
I'm sorry, I broke Tyler. He won't be here next week.
I'm good. But continue. Caesar,
I'll be here next week as always, sitting down with Tyler and whoever else we can rope in and bribe to sit down with us, discuss Monday Night Raw. And then, as always, I'm on the Wednesday Dynamite podcast, sitting down with Neek, John, and as always, whomever else stumbles in the front door and hangs out with us to talk about Dynamite. Tyler, your turn to tell us where we can find you.
Well, of course, I'm here every Monday night with Caesar and John, and like Caesar said, whomever else pops in for this joyride of Raw every Monday night. And I'm also here Tuesday nights, hanging out with CJ and sometimes Leak, and sometimes again John, and whomever else stops in there. We have a little bit of a rotating door there as well, but definitely CJ tomorrow night, breaking down NXT. Always a fun time. I always say Raws like tonight make me really glad that I get to cover NXT as well. So very much looking forward to tomorrow night's NXT show. And for a lot of the PLEs, wasn't able to make it this past weekend, had some family stuff, but it was a good show nonetheless. Y'all killed it. But yeah, so we'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow night with CJ, and we'll be back next Monday night talking
I got a
Raw.
question for you.
Yeah.
About NXT.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Sexy Red song?
So I'm going to give full disclosure here. I am 39 years old, and as is the case with a lot of musicians and performers that are on wrestling, I don't know who they are until they're on wrestling. I will never live down, but not knowing who Bad Bunny was, I received
I understand
endless
that
amounts of shit when that happened. But yeah, I didn't know who Sexy Red was prior to.
I didn't either.
Her involvement with NXT, but we'll see if it pops a little bit of a rating for him. Like I said, I've always said, just because I don't know who somebody is, doesn't mean they're not popular. Doesn't mean that.
Do you remember that one guy who was doing Adam Cole's theme song before? Do you remember that one guy?
Oh, that guy is that dude, Josiah Williams. Josiah Williams.
Yeah.
He was pretty funny. He was cool. Here's the thing with Sexy Red. This isn't, like they bring in Poppy or like Florida Georgia Line or whatever the fuck they were called. Florida Country Line, or this is probably the most current and very popular star, like since Bad Bunny, that they brought in.
Okay.
And to add some context, even within her circles, people sometimes get uncomfortable with the kind of music that she makes. But I always say hoes need music too, so that's fine. Sexy Red makes music with a hose, and that's cool because everybody needs a genre to listen to. But she is very fucking popular with the young people today, and I think when it comes to the NXT demographic, which historically skews much older than any of the other wrestling shows in the year, in the week, it's gonna be really interesting seeing how they make that work, because essentially
tomorrow night,
it's a bunch of people our age who don't know who the fuck Sexy Red is that watch this show. Hey, but if it pops the girls in the locker room, I think it's worth it. They deserve it. They deserve it.
And there's a lot, and they have an extensive women's locker room in NXT, so it all makes sense.
But
if she gets drafted into Chase U, though, we'll see. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping she gets in Chase U.
I was desperately hunting down my Impact Wrestling graphic for the week, but I had no luck. So when I plug the rest of the shows, poor Matt is gonna get left out.
Oh no! Speaking of which, graphic. Dirt Sheet Radio.
Here we go.
Non-pay-per-view week. It's a non-pay-per-view week, so John's going to be able to actually get some rest this weekend.
Sleep.
Non-pay-per-view week. So, but that means you're here tonight for Monday night. We'll be back tomorrow night for NXT. They will be here Wednesday night for Dynamite, which that's going to be a big show, following up on Double or Nothing. Thursday night. Sorry that there's no photo here. I'm
so sorry, man.
TNA Impact. I wish we had like that Simpsons thing from like the technical difficulties. Oh my god!
There it is. We did it last time. You don't remember that?
Always prepared.
Oh god, love it. So that is TNA Impact, which died on its way to its home planet. Thursday night, Friday night, we have the all-new
cool.
DSR SmackDown post-show
rewind. So sexy. Holy
all
shit.
New. If you didn't catch a show last week, a little bit of a reformat. But John, y'all killed it, man. Y'all killed it.
Thank you. I tried.
I
was so mad too. We got a lame ass episode of SmackDown to kick off with. I was like, "Fuck, I gotta make this sound good."
No. I really blame the graphic artist for that graphic.
Ooh. It was very nice. Thank you. I even made little jobbers of the night for.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Lovely.
They work. That's all that matters. That's what matters.
That's lovely. But yeah, so guys, check us out every night of the week. But hey, you know what? That's going to bring us to an end tonight. And I want to thank once again every one of you that watched this live and on demand. We'll be back tomorrow night. See you then, guys.
NXT.
Peace.